Hey guys, Brian here with Mana Beast, doing a deck profile on my updated blue Captain Ginyu, which I know a lot of people have been talking smack on Ginyu. They're saying, hey, he's not as good, there's a lot of ally hate, the new Android sets really smack him down, and he's not so good, and yes, there are some hard counters to the Ginyu matchup. However, I think with this new set release, Ginyu is better than he's ever been. He's got a lot of good counters. However, I think you're going to be surprised to see this deck still in the competitive meta, especially in the upcoming Texas Regionals. So I wanted to put this out there to give you guys some ideas if you're looking for a deck to bring to Regionals or any of your local competitions here after Set 4 has been released. So, I mean, we know what Ginyu does. Level 1, Energy Attack, fetches an ally. If it hits, I can select one of my allies. They can make actions regardless of my MP's power stages. Level 2, same kind of thing. Energy Attack lets me get an ally out of the discard pile, and I raise my anger by the number of Ginyu allies that I have on the field. Level 3, my Ginyu Force allies can make actions regardless of my MP's power stages, and they cannot be discarded due to crit effects. All of my attacks deal +2 life cards of damage. And then we go up here to level 4, which is the rarely seen one. However, my allies, all of them, meaning not just Ginyu allies, can make actions regardless of my power stages. Can't be discarded due to crit effects. And then all my attacks deal +X life cards of damage. X equals the number of allies in play when they have the attack performed. So, very, very good, very strong still. However, what has changed here is the new blue tag team mastery, which is a godsend for Ginyu. So the blue tag team mastery, at the start of your opponent's first turn, search your life deck for an ally and place it in a play at 3 power stages above 0. This is stupid powerful. Stupid powerful. This means if your opponent goes first, at the start of their turn, whatever deck they're playing, you can find a hard counter to it. If it's a setup heavy deck, if you know they're going to be playing black with a lot of setups, if you know it's going to be a drill deck, Nappa, of course, is a really good start to be able to throw that out there and have a constant effect. If you know you're going to be going against a deck and maybe it's going to be a physical beats, or you went into combat first, and you see you got a lot of physical combat here, you can throw out, say, a Burter, you could throw out a Reccome, and then that way, on your turn, when you first do Ginyu's attacks, you have 2 allies out on the field on your first or second turn. It's insane. It's a really good card, and it helps to counter the decks you're playing. And then Infinite, while you control 1 ally, it cannot be discarded by critical damage effects. So this just helps on his level 1 and 2. If you only have an ally out there, you can keep 1 out still, and it can't be discarded, so it just makes him that much more sticky when you're not on level 3 and 4. And then probably one of the other great elements here is Power. Use at the end of combat. Choose an ally in your banish zone and rejuvenate it. The huge issue with Ginyu has been and will always be allies in the banish pile. Once they get banished by Blue Betrayal or any of the other banished cards, it comes to a point where enough of them get banished early game and you're in trouble. This prevents it, and especially with level 1, you can keep fetching them out, which is super, super crucial. So the blue tag team mastery, I know a lot of people were playing it with Ginyu, Goku, but I still think it is a super good match with Ginyu. So let's go over the allies here now. So first ally we're going to be playing here, we're going to be playing Burter. We know Burter. Attack deal +1 stage of damage, and if my MP is Captain Ginyu, your attack deal +2 stages of damage instead. Just a good damage modifier, so all my attacks just do more damage. We got Jeice here. We know what our boy Jeice does. He has an energy attack, costing 2 stages. It's 5 life cards, and then I raise the player's anger by 1. I can choose for it to be mine. Or if I'm playing somebody who's being, a douche like Promo Krillin, I can raise his and try to get him up a level. Next is Guldo, who, even though he's been errated and he's not as usable as he used to be, he's still amazing. He's power, stop a physical energy attack, and then your attack deal +2 stages and +2 life card of damage as combat. So a really good way if you're getting beat down to get this out, to stop any attacks and throw some attacks back at them and do some damage. We got Reccome, boom. Does a physical attack, the damage is at stages. However, you're not really concerned about that because the hit effect is your MP may pay 2 power stages to draw the bottom card of your discard pile. Card advantage and an attack all in one. And then we got Nappa know-how, who he says no to setups, except for stretch kick. I mean, stretch kick OP. No, he says no to setups. It's a huge, big card because it says, I'm sorry, You just can't use all those awesome setups you have in play that you're gonna, smack him in the face. Visiting, oh no, it's dead. And it also can hurt you. However, it usually hurts the opponent worse, and there are ways of kind of juggling him around to get rid of him, which I'll show you here in a bit. And a new addition to this deck is Dr. Wheelo. Previously wasn't in the deck, but let me tell you, the possibilities with this card are amazing. So his power is banish Dr. Wheelo to choose an ally, drill, set up and play, shuffle that card into your opponent into your own life deck. What this does for you is simply amazing, because with the blue tag team master, if this is banished at the end of the turn, you put it back in your deck and you can call it back out with Ginyu or one of your other attacks. This is a super amazing control card. Ally, drill, or setup. Any of these goes back into their deck. So you've got some troubling drills, setups, allies, you want to get them off the field. Yes, it does go back into their deck. However, for the control you get in this, it's stupid good. Stupid amazing. So now that you can get it back at the banish pile and keep using it over and over again, it makes this card amazingly powerful. Speaking of drills, let's get into our drills here. We're going to start here with blue positioning drill. I have it in here just to help get cards back into the top of the deck. Whenever you stop on attack, place a style card from your discard pile on top of your life deck. Just helps to get key cards back, helps to throw stuff on top with endurance. Just a great card in general to have. Then we've got blue lifting drill. If this card is discarded from your hand by card effect, you may place it into play. Your attacks deal +1 life card of damage. Whenever one of your attacks is stopped, lower your opponent's anger 1 level. So those decks that want to kind of stall you out and stop, if they're going to try to anger out, they can't because they just keep losing anger. Blue biting drill. Your attacks deal +2 power stage of damage, and then when a card effect lowers your opponent's anger, and his anger is already at 0, he destroys the top card of his life deck. A good control card. Add stages with Burter on the field. Everything's doing +4. Okay. And then one of my personal favorites, blue middle drill. I still love this card just because it lets me see my opponent's hand. I mean, how powerful is that? You can telegraph attacks. You can see what they have in their hand. See if you want to go more aggressive, more defensive. It's just an all-around great tool to have that blue has. All right. So let's go ahead and move here on to setups. Setups, we have Visiting the Past at 2, because Visiting the Past is amazing. I've had a lot of conversations with people, and I know in aggressive builds it's not preferred. I still will argue till the end of time that a good majority, or 90% of the decks, this card is just required. Limit 2, banish after use. Essentially, when entering combat, search your discard pile for a card, place it in your hand, and if you have 3 or more cards in your hand, place a card from your hand at the bottom of your life deck. This is great. This is an amazing threat on board. You can have one of these on board, and your opponent can think about going into combat, and it will stop them from going into combat if they see you have a time, if they see you have a blue betrayal, if they see you have any kind of control or powerful cards, a sphere, anything. It's a big fear card for them because they know if you have a discard pile, you have a bevy of options to select from. So a lot of times I've had an opponent with this on the field, and I'll see they'll have a time, I'll see they'll have a sphere, I'll see they'll have a powerful card that I don't want coming out. I won't go into combat because I'm going to be not only a card down, but they get to cherry pick what they want to put in their hand beforehand. And now instead of entering combat with 4 cards, they have 5. So super powerful card. We are going to run 2 blue battle readiness. Still a good setup, even with what the blue mastery does. I still think it's necessary. Power, search your life deck for an ally, place it into play at 3 stages above 0. Search my discard pile for an ally, place it into play at 3 stages above 0. So if you're not a Ginyu 2, or if you're a Ginyu 3, and you need to get stuff out of the discard pile, this is another way to do it. We are running 1 blue dominance. It's a setup. Can't win by MPPV. Use when entering combat. Advance or lower your MP to level 2. Choose 2 drills from your discard pile and place them into play. An amazing card. A stupid amazing card, mainly because it can get you from 1 to 2 or from 3 to 2 if you want to go back and get allies out of your discard pile as well. So it essentially lets you have an extra attack that you wouldn't have at level 3 to go back down, and you get drills out of your discard pile. So even if I have a drill on the field, I'll discard them to put them in the discard pile and then bring them back out to tutor out exactly what I want, whether that's, if I would like a blue mental drill, if I want a biting drill, if I want a lifting drill, just helps me tutor that out. 1 Villainous Visage, because, you hit me, I mill you back, and it hurts. So that's a great thing about it. I'll do it, for instance, if somebody hits me, even for a 5, I'll hit you back for 10. Okay, that's great with me. And then a brand new card from the new set. This is Elimination. Power, use when entering combat. Shield icon cards that stop attacks lose all immediate effects this combat. Choose 2 style attacks from your discard pile and shuffle them into your life deck. This stops Time as a Warrior's Tool. Time as a Warrior's Tool is no longer a floating effect. All of those blocks that allow them to do awesome things when they block, it's just a block. They don't have any other effects other than the block itself. That, again, it also helps you to get styled cards back into your deck. So if you're trying to get key stuff to get it back out, rejuve those back into your deck so you can still keep going on. Just all around great card. Okay, let's go into events here. Because we don't have the original blue mastery where we can discard cards, we're actually going to run a lot of the great blue Omni blocks. We're going to run 3 blue shifting maneuvers. Omni block, power, stops physical or energy attack. If your current anger is 3 or higher, discard after use instead. Great endurance, and just a great Omni block, because blue does have those, but a lot of times you didn't use them because, well, you had your mastery. Since we don't have that ability, we're going to start running Omni blocks instead. Speaking of which, Omni blocks, not really an Omni block, it's a little bit different. It's from the new set. It is blue shopping. Power, prevent all damage from an attack. Styled attacks deal +2 stages of damage this combat. It is an Omni block, sort of, because it prevents, so it doesn't work against Turtles or other decks that may stop you from preventing damage. However, the other part, styled attacks deal +2 stages of damage. With this on the field, with Burter on the field, with Biting Drill on the field, and blocking with Guldo, all of your styled attacks deal +8 stages of damage. That is amazingly powerful. I mean, I don't care who you are. Any styled attack you throw a blue Betrayal at 0 stages. Hi, you're doing 8 stages of damage and 2 life cards with all of that being said. It's just a really good card, and it helps add to your damage output. We are running 2 Villainous Energy Spheres. Not 3. I think 3 is too much. 2 is just enough for the control. Essentially, when you go have an event played against you, cancel the effects of that card, and then your opponent destroys the top card of his life deck. So, Time as a Warrior's Tool, all those nasty black events, they are gone. We are running 2 Stare Down. I had it at 3 before, but I just felt it was too cloggy. I know a lot of people like it. I personally, again, just feel it's a little cloggy. Sometimes it becomes a bit much. I do want to see your hand, however, with Mental Drill and all the extra attacks I get with Ginyu, taking all those key cards aren't as important. And again, I just felt 3 was enough. Too much. 2 is just right. We are running 1 Captain Ginyu's Body Switch. This is just a tech card in. A lot of times, if I'm going from 1 to 2, and I want to do 2 attacks in a turn, I can attack with a level 1, get all the way down, power up, then do 2's attack, get 1 from the discard pile, then level up to 3, and then do... I mean, the possibilities with this are really good because you can get an extra attack that turn, and then get up your anger if you're really needing those stages back. And then 1, Time as a Warrior's Tool, because, hey, stopping all attacks is great. Alright, so let's move on to the physicals here. Now again, you're going to see a little difference here because we are running a new blue mastery. We don't have the anger control that we do, making them level up to 6, and also having anger control within the mastery itself. So, we're going to run 2 blue head knocks, physical attack endurance 2, 5 life cards at a physical, which is great, and then you lower your opponent's anger to 0. So it's just a good reset button. When they get up to 4 anger, you can just go, nope, reset. We are running also anger control cards. We are running 2 Wallbreaker. Wallbreaker is still good in this meta, I feel, especially with red, black anger decks. There's still a lot of anger manipulation with Namekian. I feel it's very, very valid. Physical attack at 1 stages, and then attach your opponent's MP, and then essentially just says, hey, you can't gain anger until you deal critical damage. So, good anger control card as well. We are running 2 Blue Backbreak. Blue Backbreak is good against other ally decks. It's a physical attack, damage 5 stages. Raise your anger 1 level, and then you may shuffle an ally and play into its owner's life deck. So it stops your opponent's allies. However, it is also very helpful if you're wanting to, say, shuffle Nappa back, and your ally or your opponent has no allies on field or no setups, and you want to use your setups. You can do that and shuffle it back, or to protect it. Say you know they have a blue Betrayal, you know they have a way to get or banish your allies, and you don't want to have it banished just yet, so you have to rejuve it, you want to keep it. Then you can throw that back in your deck and then bring it back out with Ginyu. So it's got a lot of utility to it along with the free anger, which is nice. So really, really good card in here. back to the whole idea that we don't have a lot of blocks. We do have those Omni blocks, but we also are running 3 blue round throw. Physical attack, damage at +5 stages. Lower your opponent's anger 1. So again, another anger lowering effect. It's a great physical attack, and it can be used to stop an energy attack instead of used as an attack. So utility from like 3 ways on this card makes it super amazing. And, oh yeah, we're going to run 3 blue Betrayal because we're like, hey, you got a set up drill or ally? Yeah, it's going to be banished, so bye-bye. It's just a great control card, so blue Betrayal. And then, of course, we're going to run 3, I'll dig your graves, 3 of these bad boys because, you know, it's just amazing. Can't win by MPPP if you advance a personality with this card. Physical attack. Damage 6 stages. Damage from your attacks cannot be prevented. This combat hit, you may advance your MP1 level. If you do, advance your opponent's MP1 level. You know, in a lot of decks, what's great about it is it's not just the hit effect. I mean, that's great. If you can get off from level 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, and you make a black promo Krillin go from 1 to 2, that's amazing. The hit effect is optional, and sometimes I don't even do it. The best part is none of my attacks can be prevented. So when I'm hitting you for all that stuff with modifiers, and it's 5 life cards, if it hits you, it is crit damage. And I'm going to crit things away. Your endurance means nothing. It is just a stupid, stupid good card. So that's why I run it at 3. It's just that good. Alright, energies. We're moving on here to Blue Terror. Energy attack, limit 1 per deck. 2 stages, 3 life cards. Search your life deck for a non-Dragon Ball card and place it into your hand. Great card to tutor things out of, whether you're wanting to get a physical attack, a dig, a guard, a time, a spear, whatever. It's just like, hey, let's go shopping into your deck for some sweet goodness so you can take it out and play it. We are running 2 blue Lunar Ray, just for the fact that we want to get allies out of the discard pile. So if we're going up against the deck and we're not on Ginyu 2, or we are on Ginyu 2, but we'd like another ally back, boom, pop blue Lunar Ray. And the best part about it is, if you get an ally that has an energy on it, like say Jeice, or you want to bring Reccome out with high stages, if it hits, put them all the way up to 10, which is an amazing power in itself because it just gives you a lot of stages to play with. Back to Anger Controller here. We are running 2 blue Neck Beam. Now, we don't get the utility of being able to discard it with our own mastery to gain stages. However, against black, it's really good because you can discard it if you're low on stages and be able to throw out more attacks with Ginyu. The other thing is, energy attack costing 2 stages, 4 life cards, hit, raise or lower your opponent's MP1 personality level at the end of combat. Because you are Ginyu, you're running energy attacks at your opponent. More than likely at your level 1, they're going to try to guard it because they don't want you to activate your other allies' abilities. This card at the end of combat, especially the last one, most of the time hits. And it's just great to control your opponent. You can tell them, you know, hey, you're getting to level 3 to 4, or you're getting 2 to... No, I'm sorry, go back down. Or again, Promo Krillin. I've used this card against Promo Krillin to raise him up to level 2, and his whole game is dead. Because the drills go away, all of his control goes away, and all he's left is with the level 2, which his deck isn't built to work around. So, blue Neck Beam. And hey, Endurance 1, you know. 2 blue Draining Blast. I did have these at 3, but I felt it was a little clunky, and I talked with some friends. I just felt it was a little much. Energy attack, 4 life cards, not even paying anything. And then this personality performing the attack may pay any additional amount of stages. For every 2 stages paid, this attack deals an additional 1 life card of damage. This helps if you play a stally game where they keep letting Ginyu get all the way up to his full power stages at level 1 and you can't activate your allies. Just a real quick way to be able to push that out. If I go ahead and drain myself all the way down, then this thing is doing 9 life cards of damage, which you also don't want to let hit, but then my allies are active now. So it's a really good card to help control your power stages. 3 Overpowering Attacks, because, hey, fetching allies out of the life card or discard pile is great. Just a bread and butter card for 5 life cards that you got to have in Ginyu. Then we are running 3 blue Arm Blast, again talking about how we don't have the guard ability with the old blue mastery. So, energy attack, 2 stages, 5 life cards, and then you can also use this to stop a physical attack instead of as an attack, which helps a lot. The other 3 cards we run, which I still love, is blue Narrow Escape. Endurance 3, banish after use, stops an energy attack. Choose 2 energy combat cards in your discard pile, place them on top of your life deck. Simple, stupid. I want more Overpowering Attacks, I want my Neck Beams, I want my Arm Blast. Any energy attack that isn't banished, I get to get it back and, you know, use it again for a more devastating effect, which is pretty darn good. Plus the Endurance 3, you know, is pretty schmaxy. So yeah, that's my deck profile. It's done really well so far. It's got a lot of answers, you know, even against the new Android meta, it does really well. I can control their setups with Nappa, so the van doesn't become an issue. I still think this is a very viable deck. But, you know, try it out, build it, see how it works. I think it's going to be something you're going to be seeing in the future, and I'm going to be working on it to continue to refine it. Of course, as always, post your thoughts, comment. What would you change? What would you have in the deck? Your opinions of it. What do you think of the new Set 4 meta? And subscribe. If you like the goodness we've got here, we're going to have some more. So, as always, thank you, beautiful people, and we'll see you next time.